So my indie game went from this to this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I'm Anton, and today's a very special video because in this one, we're going to be taking a look at Paintra. Paintra is an original game that I'm working on, and I have been working on for the past few years. I started developing this project all the way back in 2019, and now I'm finally pretty far into development, so I'd like to show you guys what I've got. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully this series will help me to actually finish the game. Anyways, with that, before we begin with the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button to see future content heading your way, and let's get started. Alright, so let's actually start with the first version of Paintra. Now, this version of the game was created all the way back in 2019 and went through a lot of iterations. So here is the first version of the game. Well, not really the first version, because this first version went through multiple versions, so who even knows at this point, but I'm just gonna refer to it as the first version of Paintra. This was from 2019, and I was really proud of this at the time. It's kind of funny, because even though it says beta, this is really like alpha edition. So let's jump into it, I guess. And yeah, here we are in the game. We can jump and we can shoot. That's pretty much all we can do in this version. There's no sword, there's no nothing. There are power-ups, but other than that, yeah, there's a sign. It doesn't do anything. It looks quite scuffed, but it's fine. But as you can see, by colliding with this block, we can actually do a double jump. It's a mechanic that I really had my heart set on doing at this point, so that's pretty much why I tried to keep it as a main thing for a lot of the levels. But because the power-up, it can be changed, so there's quite a few power-ups in this version of the game. The combat is a bit different, as it's more like Super Mario or something like that. Pretty much how it works is that you instead have to stun the enemy first, that way you can defeat it. If you don't do that, then you'll get damaged. It's a bit tedious now looking back at it. It's a decent amount of detail. As you can see, you've got stuff like the mushrooms and the grass, which yeah, I definitely didn't steal on the internet, and you know, just kind of changed the color slightly, and it has like, yeah, it's quite great, isn't it? We got a key here as well. I think there's like a box we can open. There's the box that we can open up. Because the UI is kind of annoying. You can't really see it that well. I was not experienced in UI design at this point. It's a big one. There's really no difference between the big ones and real ones. I mean, like, all the enemies are the same anyways. And we've got the star, and now we can go on the boat. Definitely a character. These are some assets on Illustrator, but as you can see, just kind of, it looks a bit weird as it has some assets maybe with Illustrator and then some that don't. So I don't know. It's a bit weird of an art style, and because layers are not working correctly, it's really weird. And the camera as well is pretty janky. Well, it's not janky. It moves very slowly, and also things are like that. It's kind of weird. And even like transitions and layers. But we've also got the glider in this game. You can see we can actually use it, but this part we have to like do this weird glitch thing where it's like if you use the glider, you actually jump higher the next time. It's a weird glitch, I don't know why, but yeah, we can get some coins here, and that's really it. And then we fall out of the void, and that's pretty much the first version of Paintra. As you see later on, this was just the beginning. So let's take a look at the next version of Paintra. Now, same thing like last time, this went through a bunch of iterations as well, but this is probably the most further along version of this. And as you can see, this version of the game was started from scratch, because at the time I was pretty unhappy with how the game was going. So I was like, yeah, you know what, maybe it could need some redesigning. So I decided that I was gonna redo it from scratch. The ladder is super slow. Like, I don't know why. I was like, yeah, this is fine. But let's get into this level. See, it's it looks kind of similar, not exactly the same, because you can see the enemies got redesigned, and but yeah, the UI looks a little bit rough, not exactly pleasing to the eye. Combat is a little bit scuffed. It doesn't work all the time, and yeah, it's it's okay. Yeah, that's a bit weird. It took me a while to get the combat correctly, simply because I was just doing it incorrectly most of the time. Let's go up here, the chest. Also, the controls are a little bit different from what I have now, so I have to just kind of get used to them. Oh, there's the glider. And as you can see, the glider is just, well, it's just a Super Mario thing. Also, I refer to it as glider even though it's really a parachute, so someone's in the comments gonna be like, oh yeah, it's a parachute, you do know that, right? And I'm just like, but yeah, but the chests give you different abilities. It doesn't really make sense, but this version was just experimentation like crazy. And some of those ideas I completely got rid of, and some of those ideas were further developed into new ones. So, and here's the castle. And I can't go in the castle. That is very disappointing. Wait, can I go in the castle? Okay, I can't go in the castle. That is a disappointment, and my day is ruined. So now we've just jumped all the way to the current version of Paintra. This is the latest version. Well, it's the one I'm currently working on. But yeah, as you can see, this looks a lot nicer. Not only have all the assets been pretty much recreated, but yeah, new animations, and we've got new assets, we've got new backgrounds, we've got NPCs and characters. We have a bunch of new moves as well, which I'm going to explain. So you have the sword, and it works really well. This works how the sword should have worked originally, and the original version of the sword I didn't exactly know how to do like collisions and hitboxes correctly, so yeah, but as you can see, here's an enemy, and it's following us. We actually got the ability to attack it, right? But we always face the enemy. So that's one thing that's quite interesting in this version, is that now you can actually fight. We can also have the glider, and the glider is just always equipped on you. Same with the roll move, which is a very important move. By holding the sword input, you'll be able to deal more damage. It works just as you should expect. Now these two moves use up stamina. So stamina is right here, same with the block as well, which we'll get into a little bit. All these moves use the stamina, and when you don't have enough stamina, you can't do those moves. You have to be mindful of that. It allows you to think which move you're going to use, and that way you don't use them too much as well. It's a very good way to limit yourself. Okay, I don't want to die. If I die, I go back to the checkpoint. If I fall in water, then I just kind of get respawned of where I last was. So, well, unless the health goes all the way down. So, pretty much if your health just depletes to 0, you'll get to the checkpoint. So it's kind of like a game over. We can fight this enemy right here. Yo, we did it. Yeah, these enemies are pretty basic here. Let's see if we can do a counter. Sometimes the enemies will attack you, like like that, and then I can actually get the enemy a lot easier. It just makes things a bit easier. So yeah, as you can see, what is this thing here? Well, if you jump, you can actually do a swing. It's like a grappling hook, and I think it works really well. The camera also does zoom out to help with the platforming at this part. And you can even use it with other moves as well. So I hope that looks quite satisfying, because believe me, it is satisfying. Okay, so we got that enemy. As you can see, I can level up as well. Got a level up there. That's pretty cool. I will have to probably crank up the difficulty a little bit, but I need more enemies. And actually, let me show you an enemy here. So this is one of the new ones I've been developing. It doesn't exactly work correctly, and it also is level 0, but my hope is that it'll be a really cool enemy. So the idea is that like, you can like do that, and then by doing that you can stun the enemy, but the stun doesn't work exactly correctly right now. So for some reason there's like this weird kind of bug that you can just infinitely roll, and it's a little bit broken, but it might be cool for like speed runs. So I don't know, I might keep it in. I'm not 100% sure yet. I feel like it doesn't really ruin the game. There's also a propeller here, and if we jump, you will actually get a boost. So that's pretty cool. You can also combine that with the roll as well. Here's a nice town area, but there's no interiors, so I will need to add them later on. But you might notice that the enemies kind of have like AI, and what happens is that their levels will like determine their like aggression. So if they're like above your level, like their level is like higher, which as you can see it was higher right there, then they will attack you, they will go towards you. However, if your level is higher, they will actually go they will just mind their own business. And we've also got the castle, but this is still a work in progress, so I'm not going to show it quite yet, but I will show something else that I haven't shown at all, and that is the underground, also known as the mine. So it's pretty much a ways of transportation. I think it's really cool. But yeah, you can go down here and it's pretty fun. Then you can get out of the mine car and just kind of collect stuff, and there will be a lot more to do here, but it's still pretty in development. So this is kind of all I have to show for this for now. But overall, that's pretty much what I have to show. A lot of aspects of this version are in development, the intro, tutorial, all that stuff, the cutscenes, those elements are not quite done yet. Same with the menus and stuff, like this menu still needs a lot of work. But yeah, and of course, if you do want to learn more about this game, I do have a server dedicated for updates and stuff, and you can also check out my Twitter as well. It's right here, it looks pretty cool. It's a button. So you can also check that out, as I put a lot of updates there. Well, maybe not a lot, I should put more, but if you do want to see more, then head on there. There's a few things that you can check out. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button to see future videos heading your way. Hopefully this series can run alongside my other videos, and I hope you guys do like what you see, as this project has taken up a lot of my time. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.